I know y'all see this. I I know y'all see this. I know y'all see this. Winter themed version of Jungle. That already looks beautiful. We're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at that for a bit. Let's get it. Oh man! All right, I'm really excited. I did mess around with this stage a bit last night. Uh, it's even better than I expected. When I first saw it in the Discord, I just look at the background. I wanted to make sure I had like a little bit of an understanding of what the map was gonna be like, and it was even better than what I could ever imagine. I mentioned in my what I want for Brawlout video that I would have wanted a version of PS2 in this game, and we finally got one. And aside from the stage being a PS2, it's just I love the snow. I love the Paco snowman. Like that is amazing. The lights going from like one bone to the other on both sides. I love like I just love how everything looks. And also Craig did mention that he had messed something up, and during my testing on bots and just training mode itself, I haven't found any bugs, I guess. So, to my knowledge, the map is pretty good. But man, aside from the way it looks, it just oh my god, I can't get over this map. I'm excited to actually play people on this stage just because I think we've needed a bit of map diversity to where like the Eries are cool, but okay, controller. Um, the Eries are cool, but it's the moving platforms on Sunset and the two platforms on regular Erie on top of the breakable stage to me is never really like an immediate go-to on top of the ceiling being relatively low on those stages. This map to my knowledge is just Moonlight Jungle without the top platform. I could be wrong. It doesn't feel much smaller or bigger in any other way, and the blast zones seem to be the same. The bottom blast zones don't look any lower. So I think this is perfect addition to hopefully competitive. And let me get into what I think competitive is going to be like with this stage. Okay, so currently in our tournament settings, we have these 5 starters: Jungle Treetop, Forgotten Temple, Oasis Palace, Blazing Jungle, and Golden City. Now, when you look at these stages in competitive sense, the only one I feel like you would potentially get super camped out on is maybe Treetop. I could be wrong about that, but the thing with Oasis is like our version of Smashville, and this was like a PS2, but not really, because you can see slightly how there's no room to go out on the platform aside from the new map, which is also called Festive Jungle, by the way. Then Blazing Jungle is just FD, but we don't really have a battlefield for the starters. Moonlight's only a counter pick, which I kind of disagree with, but I've never really brought it up in the to the TOs aside from myself because most people don't like playing Battlefield, and we have Treetop as a starter. So what do I think this new map means for competitive? Unfortunately, I don't think it means much at all. Like, most people are going to be excited, I hope, for the map design. But as a TO, where I think the map will go is I would love to have it as a starter versus Forgotten Temple. Now, granted, a lot of competitors like Forgotten Temple. I don't think getting rid of Forgotten Temple is the option, but I personally would. I think having too many stages can overwhelm, especially newer competitors, and if they're not really sure what to look out for on maps, then it could just you know, overwhelm them in certain matchups, especially like if they feel like they're getting camped out or they feel like they're struggling on how to get in. If you take Temple away and have them just work on Festive Jungle, I think it's going to allow people to actually lab out specific matchups, specific approaches, learn neutral a bit better, and just overall not deal with the jankiness of certain stages. Not too many stages are janky, but for example, we have Eerie, a stage that has sides that can break off, you know, legal, and it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously. But if people don't ban it and they have to deal with a stage that breaks on top of a low ceiling, it's pretty fast matches on stages like this. But Forgotten Temple can really hurt your gameplay if your character's recovery happens to not latch ledge, and the ledge is not huge, right? It's very small. I'm gonna go to Forgotten Temple in a second just to show you like what I mean, and we'll do differences on Festive Jungle versus Forgotten Temple. But aside from that, like I think it's a good addition for sure. I would personally put it as a starter. I think it needs to be a starter 100%. I would swap it out for either Forgotten Temple or Golden City, just for the simple fact that nobody really picks these. These are almost insta-banned from my competitive experience, and it's usually just these three on rotation: Treetop, Blazing Jungle, Oasis Palace. Forgotten Temple as a starting match is so rare, and I personally never wanted it because it's not the PS2 that I wanted. There's no extra stage to play around under platform, and trying to approach from platform to platform is a bit hard because these platforms are a bit higher than I would say Treetop or Golden or Oasis for sure. I think Oasis has the shortest. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, there's just a few things I would swap out. So let's go compare them real quick. So coming back to the stage, one hop one full hop, I mean, gets you to the platform. I'm pretty sure it takes maybe at the height of your full hop on Forgotten, which we'll go to in a second, is going to be the jump height you need to get to platforms. Does that impact your gameplay a lot? For characters that go against Drifter, I think it does, because if you have to waste all your movement on trying to get to a platform just to potentially counterplay or counter in general is a big deal. And I know that's a lot coming from a Drifter main, but also most people's up tilts, or most of the top tiers up tilts, really do lead it to a bunch of combos, and obviously put you in pretty bad disadvantage. And on Forgotten versus Treetop or just jungles in general, we have this wall as a buffer as we recover. Forgotten, you can literally go under the stage and get Drifter down aired, Condor down aired. I think a couple of projectiles will hit you through platform as well. So to have this wall and a bit of space to mess around with at ledge, while also having this open ceiling, I think is going to help a few players, mainly me, while trying to approach. I like having platforms, especially in the bird matchup. I know or talk about the bird matchup a lot, but birds having multiple jumps and being able to get to top platform, where my movement has to be so crisp to get to that top platform, just to either have a projectile landed on me or them having advantage of being able to come down with down air, or fall through platform and nair me, things like that. Having this open space, I know that they're either coming to this platform, coming to this center stage, or going back. And I think it allows certain characters to apply pressure. Obviously, that's just my opinion, but I feel like there's a lot more space for the match to be fair. And Treetop it's a weird case. Like, I like Treetop a lot, but you tend to see players panic on the right hand side of the stage where there's no platform to like work with. Players that like the flat stage pretty much go crazy on the right hand side. While players like me, I tend to use this platform to force people to come in because I'm threatening them with laser. They can't just sit there and eat laser, and they don't have a platform to approach with. So they either have to commit to a dash attack or they have to try to make it to the top platform. Then it's like, okay, I know that if they drop through top platform and try to take center stage, I can walk up tilt, I can dash attack them, I can side B them, I can just straight up laser them. Jungle treetop neutral is more favorable to a side, because like on the other end it's like if I get too anxious and I'm not controlling this side of the stage, right? All right, just because I was talking a bit about the treetop stage versus what I think the festive jungle means is literally, since I can actually show it off, is I can up tilt people through stage if they approach. I pretty much can react to, by the time they fall through platform, what can I do to hit them or get away. Versus over here, it's like I'll go up against a character that can combo the heck out of me on a flat stage or hold advantage. Saphira is one of the good ones. I think Condor can just fall down with back air or just kind of control you on this side with projectiles. I think Paco and Juan do pretty well as well. I think characters that do well on flat stages, Mako, even though Mako's not that great, I think Mako does pretty well on this right hand side of the stage. Versus characters like I think Dead Cells or Drifter or Yuka, or they're characters that can use this side and really just threaten so much space. I can pop you with a laser, a dash attack and retreat. I can short hop Nair to wall you out, side B to try to close it off, and my character's fast enough to get over here, so then I can start commencing the combo game on the flat side, right? Not saying each character isn't capable of that. It's just certain characters thrive on having this side, and some characters really cannot survive. I don't think people are going to get as anxious on that side or on the new stage because of the fact that this doesn't exist, and an extra platform will be hopefully helpful on both players' ends. Some players may just straight up ban this stage, but I think it'll be the most fair way to play the game. There's too many like momentum shifts in my opinion. Like there's just too many things that can happen on treetop that kind of hurt your gameplay. Obviously, like if you're on that side, you don't have the platform kind of stopping you from getting an edge guard off, but this right here I think is going to be a staple for fair matches. Like I don't see, like, both players start off with a platform above their head and there's middle ground to where you can just duke it out. I don't know if this map is gonna really hinder bird players or specific characters. I think players will adjust and make the most of this map. I think this one is going to be the one that people are going to see most positive results or growth. But let's go look at Forgotten Temple just to see why I don't think you can do that on Forgotten Temple. Okay, Forgotten Temple. Let's start off with the whole, it takes a full hop for most of the cast to get to this platform. Drifter can short hop or just up tilt through this platform and kind of control people here, and there isn't too much room to really maneuver center stage. Most people still are gonna have a hard time trying to get in if I'm using lasers, and you know how I feel about projectiles. I think projectiles hurt the game a bit too much just because of how strong they can be. But aside from that, it also kind of punishes if you accidentally full hop when you're trying to, let's say, Nair as Drifter, come down with the down air to punish a dash attack. the escape also isn't really there. It's like a false sense of hope on most characters. Like Condor, I'm pretty sure can up tilt, and if not up tilt, they can still get all these aerials. To me, I avoid this map pretty much at all costs, even though it's favorable for Drifter. Most people would argue. I avoid this map just for the simple fact is like if I whiff this dash attack, right, and I panic and I don't wave dash away or try to wave dash out, and I jump. This position right here on the stage is not where you want to be all the time. Unless you are reacting fast enough to try to jump away, most characters don't have great jumps in this game. So it's like, when you're trying to jump out of here, you whiff this dash attack, jump up to platform. If I waste my double jump and happen to get hit, I have no jumps and I'm put in disadvantage. If I full hop and don't react fast enough to get away, I'm getting hit. If I can't fall back through platform fast enough, I get hit. See, there's a big trend to where you're on this platform that's at such an awkward height to where you can't do too much. Granted, you could argue, oh, why don't you just short hop wave dash away? Well, you miss that wave dash or you do your input too early, you're getting hit after your animation. I don't recommend wave dashing up ever. You could fall back through platform if you really wanted to, but you know, there's just a lot of negatives. Versus, you see how, if you go back and look at some of my Drifter gameplay on like Moonlight or Treetop, you see how quickly I can short hop wave dash away from platform or off of platform. And it's not super essential to everyone, but just not having this practice down is going to hurt a few players, and that's why I feel like we hardly ever see this map played. I feel like it's just a small stage to just duke it out, like, and most of the time it doesn't lead to any exciting gameplay. You see Condors use mine center stage, you'll see Drifters use laser center or like under platform, because we can just kind of, you know, sit back here under platform, shoot laser. Dead Cells, I can short hop fair here all day long and have the platform as a wall. There's a lot of boring matchups. Aside from that, being able to go under stage kind of bothers me for my recovery, because God forbid I angle this terribly and I miss that up B. Like if I go too low, right, or I try to make a play, let's say I'm down here, it's just, you can have some exciting plays like that, but as a Drifter player, it's not worth the risk, especially considering the fact that, like, you'll see Drifter's leg, you see Drifter's leg kind of hang out under the platform. So it's like, anytime I'm like through the stage, it's the same thing being through platform. If somebody reacts fast enough while I'm like half through this, I can get hit with like a down air, especially by Condor. Condor just down airs or down tilts you back down into the stage. And it's even worse down here because you get hit straight down below stage. You can't even retreat to ledge. Obviously that's extreme. Like, nobody should be coming in here with like a side B into an up B. That's just a risky play to make. But let's say I decide to go back and I can't latch ledge. All that was like, I couldn't really get back to it. And I think turnarounds are ass cheeks too on this part. Oops, didn't mean to drift that far back. But the top platform, or the top blast zone, is also super misleading. I don't like this camera angle at all, because once you up air somebody here, they're pretty much dead as soon as the camera stops. So a lot of matchups kind of get, you know, rough, like especially with Dead Cells up air kind of killing early. I think Bird's up air kills pretty early here. Volt up air is nasty. Saphira up air, it's like, I don't know, there's just so many different things that you could argue about the two of them. I know I kind of went on a ramble, so I guess I'll just close this out, what I think about the stage. I definitely think it'll be one of my staple picks. I'm hoping the other TOs will turn it into a starter whenever the stage does get finalized. Dude, I even love the snow. Like, I don't even hate that the camera kind of blocks his feet, because it's just, it fits in so well, like with the overall festive theme. But nah, I really like this stage. I was playing against bots last night. I didn't really play against anybody else, but I think it's the treetop that, or it's just the stage that I wanted. Like, I didn't want them to reskin anything else, if I'm being honest. And I know we have a ton of jungles. We have jungle treetop, blazing jungle, uh, moonlight jungle, right? This adds to the jungle theme, but I think it stays true to the game, where it's like, it's not coming from a different like game. They didn't have to like include it as like a guacamole stage or a ukulele stage. They didn't have to do that. Um, so it's cool that it's like a Brawlout original design, and hopefully people like it as much as I do. I think the design, like I said, is amazing. I love the Christmas lights. I love the Christmas hat. This is literally a Christmas gift come true, because I asked for it in my video of what I wanted for Brawlout. So hopefully people like it. I mean, I think I will be playing it as soon as it's officially released, especially on PlayStation. So stay tuned for some tournament matches on this. I think we'll see a lot of matchups kind of get dissected a bit better, and hopefully we see some map counter picks. Like I said earlier, I don't think we want to take maps away. I just think if I were gonna make this a starter, I would for sure swap it out for Forgotten, 100%. Treetop or Golden City to me is not that great of a pick either, so we'll probably revise and review the map list. Hopefully I get a bit of a say in that, but if I don't, it's not a huge deal. Just having the map as a tourney legal stage is going to be huge. So hopefully I've put this map on display enough. I know I didn't really touch on blast zones because, like I said, I'm almost positive it's just Moonlight Jungle with one last platform. So but yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will definitely be keeping y'all updated, because this stage is already, I'm calling it now, my favorite stage in this game, 100%. So I will see you guys later. Also, really quick, before I end this video, just to show everybody how to get to the beta, you're gonna go ahead and hover over your Brawlout, right click it, press on the properties, and then you want to go down to betas, and you're gonna want to make sure that the 2020 is selected, and it'll update your game for you, so when you load it up you'll be able to play on the new stage.